Chapter 1: Galileo's Wake. The Galileo was more than just a ship. It was a floating home, a self-sustained world that drifted through the cosmos. Captain Sarah Anderson strode confidently across the ship's bridge, her commanding presence a testament to her dual role as the head of the family and the commander of their vessel. With steely blue eyes and a demeanor that could cut through titanium, she had earned her place as a military specialist and the Galileo's captain. Her mind was as sharp as her instincts, and she expected nothing less from her family, especially her daughter. Dr. Michael Anderson, Sarah's husband, was hunched over a gleaming lab table in the ship's biology and medical bay. His fingers moved deftly, dissecting the alien flora they had recently discovered on a remote asteroid. As a bioengineer and a medical doctor, Michael was the heart and soul of the ship's life support systems, keeping their closed environment pristine and healthy. At the other end of the ship, in her cramped quarters, 15-year-old Alara sat sulking. Her tousled auburn hair framed her face, her teenage rebellion etched in every furrow of her brow. She was supposed to be practicing her combat training with her mother, but she had other plans. Sneaking a glance at a forbidden holobook, Adventures of the Galactic Renegades, anything but the tedious lessons with her mother. The captain. Down the corridor, little Jacob, at only 4 years old, was a living wonder. His cherubic face concealed an astoundingly sharp intellect. His voracious curiosity led him to dismantle many of the ship's electronics, earning himself both laughter and exasperation from his parents. Sarah had pushed her daughter relentlessly, determined to prepare her for the day she'd have to take the helm of the Galileo herself, but Alara resented the pressure, preferring adventures of her own and clandestine holobooks in the quiet of her room. The constant tension between mother and daughter weighed heavy on the ship. One fateful night, as the family lay in cryo-sleep, they were abruptly jolted awake by a piercing alarm. Sarah rushed to the bridge, followed closely by Michael, Alara, and a wide-eyed Jacob, clutching his favorite dismantled trinket, a distress signal from a nearby planet. Deep in the ship's scanner range, blinked insistently on the main screen. The planet's bluish hue and barren landscape hinted at something unusual. Sarah's military instincts kicked in. "We have to look into this and provide support where needed," she said firmly, addressing the entire family. "But this is a recon mission. I need your best, Alara." Alara sighed audibly, rolling her eyes, but nodded reluctantly. She knew that arguing was futile when her mother's resolve was like iron. As the Galileo made its approach on the mysterious planet, technical difficulties struck. An ominous sputtering from the engines left the ship with little propulsion. Sarah fought with the controls, beads of sweat forming on her brow. "Jacob, go to your room and secure yourself," Michael yelled over the din of alarms and sparking wires. The young boy reluctantly retreated to the safety of his quarters. Alara looked at her mother, her resentment momentarily forgotten. She knew they were in trouble. The Galileo descended unyieldingly, bucking like a wild stallion, desperately trying to escape its captors. Sarah was barely able to make what one would call a landing. Inside the ship, lights flickered and consoles sparked, casting eerie shadows in the darkened corridors. Their vessel, their home, had become stranded on an unknown world, and the fate of this family hung in the balance. Thank you for checking out this first chapter of Galileo's Exodus. Please like and subscribe so you know when the next chapters drop. Have a good night.